Welcome back. What's up, guys? Cagecast. Today I got Jason back with us. It's been a while. How's it going, Jason? What have you been up to, dog?
Not a lot, just living life to the fullest.
Nice, nice. Anything exciting coming up? What you got going on?
Taking the kids to a Ren fair. That's always exciting. Lots of sightseeing.
Do the kids got enough of an arm to throw the tomatoes? You know what I'm talking about? Throw the tomatoes at the
I'm,
jester?
I'm, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say.
Interesting. Well, yep. Let me know how that goes because that, like you said, first it's their
Oh,
first time, right?
I'll send you a video. No, they
Perfect.
went last year, but they're every year they get older, they get a little more intelligent, they get a little more of their own zest to them. So it'll be interesting.
Well, you've been keeping up with the fights.
A little bit here and there. I did miss last week's, but
Besides that, you're
um,
pretty much caught up.
yeah,
Well, it was a
otherwise,
decent fight actually. It was Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolizes. Pretty good. Uh, if you didn't know, Dolizes is on a couple, been fighting. He's active, got some wins. Vettori hasn't fought in like over a year. He's coming off a shoulder surgery, so I knew there was going to be ring rust. It was like almost 2 years, I think, like 21 months,
I was gonna
plus an
say I
injury.
haven't heard from her for in a bit.
And that's why he got hurt and he was on the injured list, but he came back and he actually looked pretty decent. I'd say the first 2 rounds were pretty close, back and forth, probably leaning towards Dolaziz a little bit. But third round, he almost put him away. He was looking really good. Definitely won the third round. And then you could tell the ring rust was kind of there at that point, and he didn't have his full cardio back like you're used to seeing him. After he threw all his energy out in that third round, it was basically Dolaziz for the rest of it. And it went to went full 25, so it wasn't too horrible.
Yeah, you gotta say, shout out to Vittori for lasting all 5 rounds, even
Yeah, he
with
didn't get
being
whooped, and
off
he
for so
hadn't.
long.
Yeah, he didn't get whooped. He didn't get beat, and he had been almost 2 years. So that's exactly what I was saying. Props to Vittori. Give him a couple of more tune-up fights. Probably be back. Eh,
Absolutely,
they're 1-1, so I believe they're 1-1. Uh, so there's a rubber match in there, especially if they're moving up the ranks and they're getting closer to the title. So something I'd pay attention to a little bit, just in case something like that happens. You can't count Vittori out completely.
absolutely.
Well, we got a really good card coming up this weekend. Let me switch over so we share that with everybody. Now, everybody paying attention, I already did
This
a
one is
breakdown.
exciting.
Yeah, I already did the breakdown of who I've got for the main event, but we're going to go ahead and start with Molly McCann's fight and go up and talk about how good this undercard is, not just the main event. So, starting with Molly McCann, I know you were saying that you're excited to see her back.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if she can. So she got a lot of hype with being with Patty, and Patty was on a big run. So when she lost, it kind of I was like, is she really what they're saying she is? Is she really this badass? Coming up in the straw weight. So I'm interested to see if she can come back from losing and really put down what we were expecting, at least from the hype that was coming from her.
Right, yeah, the Molly hype train kinda derailed there for a little bit. I haven't, like you were saying earlier before the show, I hadn't heard much from her in a while. She was on this whole, Paddy the
Exactly.
Baddy kinda riding it out, from over there from their island, and then she kind of took a couple losses and everybody turned on her. Um, she is going up against somebody who's 11-1, so, I mean, this could still be a really tough match for her. Here in a minute after we go through these 4 fights, we'll switch over to DraftKings. We'll take a look at the odds and see how they're seeing these, but I bet they play them pretty close to how we're gonna call them. Um, who are you leaning towards? If it without the fan in you really wanting to see Molly back, are you thinking Molly's got this? This is a tune-up fight for her, or do you think this is a way for Alexa to come in and kinda move up the ranks, make a name for herself?
Honestly, I think Alexa's got a huge reach advantage. I mean, that might play a big role in this. Is Molly gonna stand and bang with her, or are they gonna take it to the ground? I think if she gets hit too many times, that's gonna be the key to this. Can Molly get her to the ground and take her out? I think if Molly is gonna win, that's probably where it's gonna come. It's gonna come from the ground game.
Well, just looking at this, it looks like it's Alexa's actual debut is going to be versus Molly. I was just looking in the fights up, and we don't have anything previous to roll off of. But we do know Molly's got submissions. She does have ground game. So if she plays it smart, she should play it that direction. Unfortunately, I just don't have any back fights to really see the kind of style we're going to get out of Alexa. Or is she a stand up banger, or does she just actually have the ground game too? A lot of power to drag the other women down. So
Sure.
I feel like the ground game is going to be important. And knowing that Molly's kind of got a pretty good ground game, I don't think she'll get finished on the ground unless Alexa's just that powerful and just overwhelms her. Um, so it could be interesting. So, like you said,
Yeah.
it's Molly's return. Is the ring rust there? Where has this other girl been fighting and how often?
Yeah, that is a good point. Uh, do you want to also like add the the advantage and disadvantage of having a longer reach? You know what I mean? If it goes to the ground, that could be advantageous of wrapping Molly up if she's got good ground game, but it can also be disadvantage. It cannot be good. Let's just say that
Right.
she, has long limbs and Molly can, get her into something. So
Well, when you think long limbs like that, you think maybe of a kickboxer or a boxer. Somebody's got used to having that reach advantage and can get in there from a distance and get those
exactly, that's
punches
what
off.
I would imagine.
But similar to that, we've also seen people who are long and lanky like that being able to get some arms underneath the chins a lot easier because there's a lot more arm and leverage to get underneath there.
Yeah,
So we don't know without seeing her previous fights. Is this going to be stand up? Is this going to be all ground game? So I think we should keep our eyes on it, even though it is a fight night and not a pay per view, and it is lower down on the card. I still think this fight night
I'm
is pretty
excited.
good and excited.
Heck yeah,
Now, when we're talking about people with the long lanky arms, Kevin Holland's definitely one of them, and he's on the next fight up from this.
absolutely.
So now here's the thing about Kevin Holland: his record is getting a lot shittier, and he's been pissing me off with these losses when I'm betting on him. I'm like, you're supposed to be my hero, bro. Houston's own Batman, and then you just get whooped or choked out, and I'm like, I'm getting pretty sick of it. I want to say Kevin Holland's due for one. I think Gunnar Nelson is somebody that they're trying to feed Kevin Holland to get a good fight.
I I was if you didn't say it, I was gonna say it. 100%.
I mean, Kevin
It's
Holland fights like 5 times a year. They're like, "Bro, we really need you to get a win. We're gonna try to feed you this guy we think you should just take out on paper. You've got him. Don't let us down." So I want to lean Kevin Holland because of my Texas roots and Kevin Holland being an OG, but man, has he let me down lately. So I'm still up in the air. What do you think about this one?
I have to agree. If Kevin Holland doesn't get this done, I think it's time for Kevin to maybe move on. I mean,
Hey,
I hate
GFL's
to
looking
say it,
good.
but hey, right? I mean, there's options out there. Definitely there are options. But I
All right, well
think
here's something to think
if
about. Gunnar Nelson, I don't know much of the caliber of some of these fighters, but he looks good actually. He's got one. Let's just go back like 5 years or so. He's got a couple decision wins. One of them being over Gilbert Burns. I think that's a big deal. He did lose to Leon Edwards, and I think that's why he's on the other card. He's gotten about 50-50, but he's got a few submissions, several submissions on his resume, a couple KOs, as you can see here. Um, Man,
yeah,
do you think that's going to play a factor against Kevin Holland? Are they feeding Kevin Holland to this guy?
well, so the last time he fought was in 2023. That's a long time. You want to talk about ring rust? Like March of 2023. So literally 2 full years.
Right, and I don't know if
Um,
he's coming off an injury. I don't know if that's the reason why he's been inactive. Uh, maybe we can learn more about that. He's from Iceland, so I don't know if he was having visa issues and
Maybe,
maybe he couldn't get
yeah,
over here. Um,
possibly.
so many different things that could have stopped him from fighting. Um, but during COVID, he looked pretty active. You know, he's got one, two, three. You know, he's got like 4 or 5 fights during COVID. You know, once averaging once a year. So,
Yeah.
but Kevin
Um,
Holland is active as hell. So you never know. Like you said, the activity could be enough. Ring rust is a real thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kevin Holland has been what, 5 fights in the last 6 fights in the last 2 years alone. So I mean, that plays a lot. 7 fights, I'm sorry, because he just fought, right?
Yeah, he's
So
active. He tries to fight like 3 or 4 times a year.
yeah, I mean, that does play a lot. I, I'm gonna stand on their feeding Gunner to him. He's, Gunner hasn't been, maybe they think the other way also, hey, this is an opportunity for Gunner. They see that Kevin Holland's been kind of lacking recently, and they're like, hey, here's an opportunity for you to get back into the limelight. You've been out for 2 years. Here you go. Now, if you can do something, that's excellent for you and your team. If not, hey, you still fought Kevin Holland. You're on this main card. Let's go. The other side is, like I said, for Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, you keep losing fights. Like, I mean, nobody's going to stand behind you. You're going to start losing, sponsors and opportunities to fight 3 or 4 times a year. No matter how interesting you are, if you just keep losing, is that even good for you as a person, as a fighter, for your record, for your image, for your health at that matter?
Right, right. And yeah, and to be honest, when you're losing, I'm tired of you talking all that shit in the middle of the ring too, because he likes to talk while he's in there fighting too, and like get all mouthy.
Can't be talking
And
in my ear, bro.
right, but I mean, you can if you're on your way up the ranks. I mean, I'm like right there with you, like talk your shit. But I mean, if you're on a losing streak, I think you need to buckle down and get one in, and then maybe think about who you're going to talk. Maybe talk shit in the after interview after you win, and leave that to that. I mean, shit, he was bucking up to Rampage. I thought he was about to get whooped, man. I was like, you're barking up the wrong tree, bro.
Yeah,
You
that
watch
shit
that? You watch the
was
music video?
hilarious. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
RAMPAGE. Like, he's got the 45 cent. He pulls out a
Don't
bazooka.
fuck with me, dude.
Uh,
Oh, that was great.
Shout out to Rampage,
That was
man.
a
I
great
love some
comeback.
Rampage. Yeah.
That
Oh man, he
was
was
real
all
good
like,
shit.
he was like, man, yeah, man. I'll just drop a whole diss track.
Yeah, like bro, here's here's how how I'm I'm gonna gonna respond respond to to that. that. Literally Literally a a whole whole productive productive ass ass video.
He's
Like,
got a
what the fuck?
popular podcast. He could have just mentioned it on in the intro of like the next episode. But
Nope.
no, man, he sat around getting so angry, like and so petty. He was like, "I'm dropping a diss track right now. Get in the studio."
That was awesome.
Oh man.
That was
Well,
quick too. I feel like it was within a few days. Like,
it was, yeah. Quick turnaround. I'm like, man, he had some beats ready to go. Like he called up Woodley. He
yeah.
was like, Woodley, send me a beat. Some of the angry. Got this beef going on. Like Woodley was like, I'm on it, son.
Called up the cameraman and the ladies. Said, "Look, this is what I got."
That's right. Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
great, man.
So, what do you think about
Yeah.
this light
Shout out
heavyweight
Rampage.
fight they've got for the co-main coming up here? So we got Jan versus Carlos
Woo.
Olberg.
Well, I feel like if Jan doesn't get this done, I mean, come on, what are we doing, Jan? Um, but Olberg, Olberg's coming in with 12-1. But again, he let's see what we got going on with Olberg.
He's mostly
Got it.
stoppages here too. So he's
Yeah,
fighting
but
a lot
six
of
is a submission.
non-experienced guys though.
True. You're very, very correct, Rob.
But I say that he
Oh,
but
I
they're
mean, both
still
are
there's
wholesome, man.
yeah, they're still all light heavyweights in the UFC, so they're still UFC caliber. They got there.
Yeah.
But he definitely is stopping most of these guys. KO, submission, uh, decision, TKO, TKO. So like,
So I'm
he's
gonna
he's
say,
got 60% stoppages.
New Zealand, you know, former kickboxer. Come on, man. He's looking for that knockout.
Wait,
Jan needs to be
is
careful.
this the dude that beat Pereira in kickboxing?
It is, isn't it?
I'm not sure. No, it can't be. He's got too many fights in the UFC.
No. Yeah, you're right. They would have put him in there already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They would
yeah.
have found his ass.
You just had me
Uh,
thinking. I was like,
okay.
man, kickboxer from over there. I'm like, doesn't he have some beef with some other kickboxer? Well, who you got? Who you leaning towards there? You leaning towards Goldberg, or you think
Um,
the Polish Power got this?
so I mean, Jan's got a 1 inch reach advantage. But he is at 1 inch shorter. But Olberg is quite a bit younger than him.
If you're gonna put
I
money
heard
down,
Jan is 42. Olberg.
yeah, okay. I mean, you were so quick on that. I was like, holy shit! Like,
uh,
and then
I don't
on the
know.
main,
Just looking at
so we'll talk about this fight again. We'll briefly talk all of them here a second when we look at the odds and see if that changes your mind of what maybe why the odds are seeing it like that. What do you think about this Sean Brady Leon Edwards fight though? That we've got as the main fight.
so I believe, let's see, we got,
So
I don't
I'll
know,
give you a
Brady
quick
is
breakdown
definitely a
of how I see
banger.
it, and you let me know if you kind of see it in the same way. All right, Leon Edwards to me, besides maybe that one Usman fight. He's a decision fighter. If you look at his record, click on his record, go back 10 years. He's probably only got 3 stoppages in 10 years, all decisions. So, I
Yep.
mean, he was winning. He's just a point player. So,
All around
he
five,
was
you're
losing
right.
that Usman
All,
fight and then got that kick. And we all know about that kick. Beautiful. Can't take it away from him.
yeah.
Got him the title. But how did he do on the second Usman fight? Did he point him out and take him
You're
to a
right.
decision? Because I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, bro, you're just, to me, you're just a decision fighter. You're trying to just
Yeah.
survive and get to the end and point, keep your distance. When you go look at Sean Brady, his only loss is to Bilal Muhammad, the current champ, and he's got like 60 or 70% stoppages. Dude, he submitted Gastelum. I feel like that's a task.
Yeah.
He went all 5
That's
rounds
tough.
with Gilbert Burns and got the win. And if you look at if you actually go into his fights and look a little deeper and look at the stats of each fight, it's because of his wrestling. He's not afraid
Jake
to go for 17.
Matthews,
Yeah, he's not
Michael Chiesa.
and he got that decision
Yeah.
over Chiesa. If you look at the stats and click on that fight, it's because their fight he had a slightly less volume on the punching, but he had like 7 takedowns. And that's
Oh,
what made
yeah.
the difference is Chiesa only had like 1 or 2 and he had like 7.
Five out of
And
eight and 1-1. Yeah.
but he's not scared to do 20 attempts, to get that.
Yeah.
He's not trying to lie to you like, yo, we'll stand up the whole time. He's like, nah, bro, I'm going to take you down and try to submit you. And if that doesn't work, I'll punch with you. So I feel like the Leon trying to be the
Brady
point
leaning
guy.
towards Brady.
I'm
And
I
you got the
totally
work here.
I totally took Brady. I bet on the main events. I put $5 on Brady because I'm like, this guy's a finisher.
That's a
He's going
good
for the
call.
win. He's looking for a finish where Leon Edwards is never typically looking for a finish. He threw that head kick. He got it and it did finish, but what? That's like the 1 out of 3 he's gotten in the last 10 years.
I was gonna say two. I think since 2018. The last one before that was 2018.
Right. You
So
have to go back super far to get another stoppage. That's probably like one of his first
yeah,
fights. So I'm like, where the other guy, his only loss, the only discredit he's got on his record is to the current champ. And I'm like, that holds. I would actually say Tom Brady probably has the talent to go up and take the title from Bilal and say, it was rematch it. Now you got the title. I just beat all
Yeah,
the guys who were in line.
I would agree. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to jump over to DraftKings real quick. I had the Brady fight pulled up, but let's just go ahead and we'll skip down to the Molly McCann. We'll take a look at the odds and see if that makes any decisions. They have Alexa as being a 2-1 favorite over Molly. Do you think that's they're thinking ring rust?
Yeah. Or just,
She's
going
coming off a
off her
couple
last
losses.
fight.
Her hype's kind of gone. This new chick's only got one
Yeah.
loss. They're thinking maybe that she 2-1 against Molly. Like I said, it could go
I
that way.
Um, I I don't know, man. But this is what I was saying. Like, this is Molly needs to come back and be like, this is what the hype was all about. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, if she comes in and gets
excuse
a
me,
quick
where was that
submission
hype?
and stoppage. Yeah, people will be back on the Molly train for sure. People are. I'm pretty sure they want to be back on the hype train. She was just on a skid. Hard to follow somebody who didn't hold up to their original hype. It's like Johnny
Yeah, it's
Walker,
true.
It's like we were expecting so much out of that dude, and he let us all down. Just a mids fighter.
Yeah. I
Sorry,
mean,
sorry, Johnny
again, I
Walker.
hope I again I love to see it. I I was all about the Patty and her. Like, it was like a nice little like team they were like creating. You know what I mean? For the country.
All
Um,
right.
but she's gotta get her shit together, and she's gotta win this. I think to get that popularity steaming back a little bit. Otherwise, all that steam's let go. It's gone.
Yeah, yeah. Do you really think it's going to be 2-1 against Molly? Do you think it's going to be tighter fight than that?
I think it's gonna be tighter for sure.
Now, they have
I
the
don't think
Gunnar
Molly. I
Nelson,
don't think she's
Kevin
just trying to
Holland.
stomp Molly.
Yeah, I mean the 2-1 could still be a decision, going to the distance and maybe just more ground control. Or I think it's really going to come down to who has more control when it comes down to these ladies. If Molly takes too many solid punches, she's going to definitely take it to the floor and go for the level change. So I think that whoever's got the best ground game is going to get it. They just think Alexa has this on the odds. Now it's not so different on the next fight. It's uh, you know, 1-1 basically, with Gunnar Nelson being the favorite. They're thinking what I'm thinking. Kevin Holland's on a losing streak and this guy's a finisher, and Kevin Holland's probably they're like, we're not sure. Kevin Holland could come through for us. So it's like they're iffy on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel them. It could be a tight fight, or it could be lopsided. Just depends what Kevin Holland we get. Did he actually train?
Or is he just going in there showboating?
Right. He's gonna hit
Is
him
he
with a
going to be
couple. Like
riding high
he's gonna
off
get a
his
1-2 and
recent
then
hit with
start pointing and talking trash.
Rampage? Yeah.
Right.
He could
It'd
be
be
having a
awesome if
big head
Rampage
off
was
of this
there talking
Rampage
shit.
shit. Oh my God. On the ringside, just yelling.
Yeah, with a shirt that says 4570.
Oh my God.
That'd be
With the
awesome.
rocket launcher.
Right. Um.
That's
Well,
awesome.
the odds think right now at this point that Kevin Holland is the underdog. I agree. I'm gonna say Gunnar Nelson's gonna get it. I think the odds have that one slightly correct. Now,
Yeah.
They've
I
got
don't know. I
they've got
don't.
Jan as quite a bit of an underdog. 3-1
Oh,
favorite.
shit.
Olberg being 3-1 favorite over Jan.
Plus 240.
Right. So plus 240. That's basically if you were to put my standard bet on that, it'd give you 17 back. Which means a $10 bet pays out $34. I got 100 in the bank. I could just throw it all on Jan and be like, bam, I win.
Dude, I don't know. There ain't no way.
No, no,
I think it's
definitely not on a
Oldberg
fight
all
night.
day.
I mean, so the odds. The odds, feel like that's gonna be a finish. 3-1, in my opinion, is a stoppage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one actually surprises me. I would expect the
68.
odds to be more like the Kevin Holland fight where
You
it's like a
think
1-1.
closer?
I thought it would be closer, yeah. I mean, besides, and Goliath, he's the only guy to really go the distance with Pereira, and he fought Ant Goliath to a draw. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and they're doubting him that much, though. His last 2 losses were to the champ and the former champ. So, I mean, I think that plays a difference. He's got several championship experiences. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
Andy's former champ, so, I think that weighs heavy. If
I don't
Oldberg
know.
goes
I
through him
don't
with,
know.
like, they're thinking 3-1, hey, let's give him a title fight after give him the winner of, Ant Goliath.
4, 2, 42 years old.
I mean, and heavyweight and light heavyweight, you can go 45, 46.
We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean
Let's put a side bet on it. 10.
come on, is 42 that old?
Shut up, dude.
I mean, I'm like, that's how old
uh,
I am next week. Is 42 that old? I don't know, man. Uh,
oh shit.
and then the Leon Edwards fight, Sean Brady fight. It's definitely at closer odds than the other ones, but they're seeing it how I see it. Is Sean Brady his only losses to the champ, and he's a finisher,
Yeah.
and Leon Edwards is a decision maker. So now, actually, if you go into the fight and you look at the parlay bets, it'll actually tell you if they think that it's going to go the distance. So, it being a negative, they're saying that there's a good chance it could go the distance. They're also saying a good chance that Brady gets it under 2. So, I mean, they're saying it's either going to go the distance or Sean Brady's just going to finish him in the first couple rounds. And it's kind of how I predicted it Monday when I did my Monday episode. Do the odds change your mind on any of the
Yeah.
fights?
I think no, I think I'm still kind of staying by. I'm this is my rundown. We got starting with Molly. I'm I think Molly is gonna pull this one out because again,
All right.
we haven't seen anything from Alexa, right? Um, so Molly, and then Kevin Holland. I'm gonna, I'm, God damn it, Kevin Holland. Don't make me
All
look like
right.
an
So,
asshole.
so far, you're like, I'm all about them underdogs, but I know you're not going underdog on this next one.
Oldberg,
Yep, yep. Playing with the odds. What do you think about Brady Edwards? Edwards being able to come
I think
back. You think he's got
Brady.
Brady as well?
I
I
think
mean,
Brady. Yeah.
I
I think
always
you put a
thought,
good you made a great point with him finishing fights and Edwards being a point man. You can't be a point man with the guy that's always looking for a finish. Because he's gonna finish you or he's gonna outpoint you by trying to pressure you and finish you. Do you know what I mean?
and
Unless you're just
I can't
really
remember
damn good.
Edwards. I can't remember Edwards even doing too much of ground game in a fight. And I know Sean Brady's going to take him down. By the if it's not in the first round, definitely like the first half, right before the first half of the second round, he's going to take him down. And does Edwards have enough to stop a Brady takedown? And if he does get back up, I feel like Brady's going to take him down like 3 or 4 more times. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's going to play a key. You know how much energy you got to use to get up from those takedowns, especially after he's drug you
Yeah,
down 1 or 2 times. That's how you get knocked out because then you got to stand back up for those last 2 rounds. This is a 5 rounder. So if he keeps doing that and he just wears him down and it's in the fourth round, boom, you could easily knock a really tired guy out with just a couple punches.
absolutely. Yeah.
Or,
You're right.
he's got great submissions. You can get it's a lot easier to get that arm underneath the chin or get that triangle going when the dude's exhausted. And he's like, you could easily get a leg triangle going on him by getting him real tired, get the ground game, make him think he's got the flip reversal when you're really just throwing him into an armbar or a triangle. So there's a lot of
There you go.
options
Yeah.
there, and I think Brady has those ground game skills to pull something like that off if it came to it. But I think he's going to get it done before that. I'm thinking. I said 2.5 on my other one, but I'm thinking really probably third.
Two,
Yeah, I was
third,
thinking I was
full
probably
third.
yeah, probably maybe the third. Just depends on how easy and how good the cardio is of Leon. Because that's the only thing I'm thinking is I'm expecting Leon to get tired, but then I'm like, well, if he does come in with some great cardio, then he could easily withstand. I was saying they could probably easily go into the fourth round with the cardio, but I think Brady gets it done before then.
I agree.
So, yeah, I saw it slightly different. I think Alexa, I think Gunner, I think Jan, and I think Sean Brady. So it wasn't too far off. We're 50-50 there in those middle ones. But Kevin Holland's been letting me down way too much for me to put that much faith in him. Uh, Gunner's looking good. He's looking like a stopper. Olberg, I would not be surprised if Olberg got it. Like you said, this is close to the end of Jan's run. But I think Jan's got the championship experience, if he wants to make this his last run at the title, this is it. Like you were saying, he's pretty much got to get this. He lost to the two
Yeah.
champions, so you've already fought and lost it to them once each. This guy's coming up. He's only got one loss. He's got a lot of finishes. Um, so they could just be feeding him to the lions. But I think the last thing that goes. That's why I said when you're in the light heavyweight and the heavyweight, last thing that goes is power, and the power is really the decision maker in these weight classes. It really only takes one or two solid punches, and we've seen those kind of explosive punches out of Jan. And we know Jan can go at least a full 25 minutes with the current champion, which they are saying is the best light heavyweight wrestler ever. So I think that plays a big difference. I don't think Olberg's just going to be able to dominate him. Uh, what the odds are thinking, I definitely do not see this 3-1 in Olberg's favor.
I, I think you're wrong. I think what's going to happen is this is a young guy that's coming up. I mean, he's not young; he's 34 also, but still, I mean, in the comparison of fighting Jan, who's a 42-year-old, this is a young guy with big power, lots of finishes. You're, I see him dominating Jan, and I see this being probably one of the last fights for Jan. Um, and him gracefully bowing out and Carlos giving his dues to Jan at the end of the fight. I see that happening. You know what I mean? Being like, this is a legend. I thank you for the opportunity to like pass on this torch and that sort of shit. That's what I could see happening.
All right, you guys hear this? This guy, you hear this? He just thinks he's gonna fucking retire Jan. Y'all get in the comments and say, is Olberg really retiring Jan? Let me know. You guys let
Retire.
Jason know that he's smoking crack if he thinks that this guy is just gonna come in and retire the Polish Power himself. Come on.
Hey, what if he KOs him? Just
Yeah, I
straight
mean
up
it
bam,
it
first round
it
KO.
could happen. Like I
And
said,
Jan just is
power's a
like,
big deal
you
in
know
this
what?
division.
I thought I was this ain't for me no more.
Right? Like, yeah. Come on, people. If
Uh,
y'all made it this far in the episode, y'all get in the comments and y'all tell him what the hell are you thinking, bro. He's gonna you literally
I
said
will
he's gonna
respond.
retire. Gracefully retire Jan Blachowicz. Like, sorry, bro, bow out. Ah, shit.
uh,
Well, you know, it could be, but hopefully not. Um, But that's what Monday
not saying I
recap
want
is
to
for,
see that,
everybody.
but
Monday recap is where I get on here. We take a look at which ones were the wins and losses. Now, again, I only bet on the main event, guys, but we went over this whole undercard, and I'll get on here and I'll review the whole undercard. Jason's schedule's a little busy lately. If he's got free time Monday, I'll have him tap in, or I'll even have my old pops, old Whitey, tap in and tell us what he thinks. And he'll tell me if he thinks that was a crazy decision or not. Shit, I might have to get the old man on tomorrow and tell him exactly what Jason said. Yo, did you watch that episode, Pops? Jason said Jan's getting retired. Dad, are you watching right now? Get in the fucking comments and tell Jason he's fucking tripping.
I look forward to it.
All
Send
right.
the hate.
Well, it was great having you on, bro. I love getting on here and arguing
Appreciate
fights
it.
with you. The more we do them, the more that we'll get into this friendly banter like we got here at the end. From the beginning, won't be so blocky. But hey,
Yep.
they're still fun, good, and we still got a lot of more fights coming up. Next week we got Marino versus Ursig. That's a good one. Drew
Yeah.
Dauber on the
Yep.
undercard, Gaslam on the undercard. On that one, you got Rojas Jr. with that big ass chin on the undercard. It's the whole undercard is his
We were
chin,
just talking about Gastelum. That's exciting.
right?
Rosas, yeah, the whole undercard. I keep scrolling down and he's still
It's still
there.
his chin. I'm like, holy shit, he's still in the picture. And then, like I was saying, we got a lot of fight nights, and the final fight night before 314 is Josh Emmett versus Roan Murphy. So Murphy's
Yeah,
undefeated,
I'm excited
and
for
everybody
this.
knows how I feel about undefeated fighters this year. They're all losing the O, so we're definitely not voting on Murphy. Emmett's getting it with that power shot that he's got, guys.
Hell yeah,
Now,
let's see
Marone,
it.
hey, the curse is up this year. Like, I think all but one undefeated fighter has lost their O. And the guy that didn't lose his O was some unnamed dude, and he fought some nobody. So on the early prelims, and he got lucky in my opinion that they fed him like a wolf a piece of meat, and he just ate it up real quick because he just finished that old dude quick. But I don't think it's going to be
This
as easy for Murphy against Emmett. Emmett is a solid OG, and in my opinion, was on his way to a title fight.
they got another undefeated guy on the at the very start of that main card for Emmett Murphy. So
Oh, do
let's
they?
see how it goes. Yeah. They got
Which one?
a
Not.
10 and
Oh
0
shit. Well, Finney, he's
Finney.
fucking gonna lose, bro. They bet that it's 2025.
Better watch
It's
out now.
2025. Let's take a quick look. Has
He's
he
got
got
nothing.
UFC? This is his debut.
No.
So yeah,
Yep.
he's probably coming off. Both of them got a debut. Okay. Well,
On a main card. Let's go.
yeah. Well, it's 2025, and we don't have undefeated fighters anymore. So fuck that guy.
Oh, they got the main car or the main fight on the prelims is also an undefeated fighter, Luis Gru.
Well, that dude's definitely losing too. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're done. Got
Yeah.
and also, coming out debut fighting. It's not looking good, boys. It's not looking
That's
good.
right.
Oh,
That's right.
especially against Ode Osborne. Come on. Man's a fighter.
Oh, he's finishing
He
people
may not be
too.
winning, but he's fighting. Well,
He's
get
fit.
there.
He's 50-50 in there, getting some stoppages. More than that, he's got some KOs. He got some submissions.
He does
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
couple.
yeah. They're like, yeah, no more undefeated
Oh,
fighters.
this is not good.
UFC's on
Yep.
board with me, bro. They're like, yeah,
You are not even lying. You're not even lying right there because they are definitely they're hungry. They're hungry.
right. And I'm still saying that for Murphy. Sorry, Murphy, nothing really against you, but fuck that undefeated shit. In this year, there's no way I can bet on that. Plus,
It's a
have you seen
curse.
Josh Emmett? He's got a fucking rocket of an arm.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then,
He
of
will
course,
put
we've
you
got
out.
314 coming up in the middle of April, and that's just a fully stacked card. And we'll have to like go over each fight individual because so much. Yeah, look at that. Yair Rodriguez versus Pitbull. And then, yeah.
Pimblett?
And then Jeff Neal versus Prates. And then Bryce Mitchell. Did you see the presser for that?
Bryce Mitchell.
Did you see the Bryce
I did
Mitchell?
not.
Bro, Silva brought a
No.
globe to the fucking presser and talked mad shit and got the crowd going, fuck Bryce Mitchell. fuck Bryce Mitchell. Bryce looked like he was gonna
Oh
murder
my
this dude,
god.
like literally, like sitting there trying not to
You know what?
explode.
I think I saw a snippet of him. He's just so like stoic, and he only says like a couple words
He's
after
like,
that. Like,
Jesus has got me. Jesus, the power of God, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah. I'll teach you the world's flat, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like,
trying
that's it. And pretty
hard.
much quiet. Dude's all spinning the globe, trying to give it to him. Give it to him. Like, and plus,
I mean, it is pretty
Gene
silly.
Silva, he's part of those
Bryce,
fight
bro,
nerds.
this is not the hill.
He's part of those fight nerds dudes. And I'm pretty sure they're undefeated basically in the UFC
Mm.
since their little fight club have gotten together. So they wear the little glasses with the tape in the middle when they all win. Pretty funny.
That. Oh yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, the
yes.
fight
Yeah,
nerds.
yeah,
So he's part of them.
yeah.
So they've got really good breakdown and analytics on their team. So I'm sure they've studied everything Bryce Mitchell has. Um, yeah, I probably leaning towards Silva on that one. I think he's all in Bryce Mitchell's head with all that globe talk. It's got
You're
Bryce Mitchell over
probably
here
very
saying,
correct.
I'm not fighting a human man. I'm fighting a man possessed demons, and God's gonna help me defeat him. And I'm like, show me the light. And I'm like, Bryce Mitchell, you've gone off the
Ah,
deep end, bro. You went
Bryce,
from Nazis to fucking I'm Christ is the savior. Like, holy shit.
Bryce. All right.
Yeah. But lot
That's enough
we can
though.
yeah, and then Chandler versus Pimlet, that's a great fight. And then you have Volkanovski versus
Oh my
Diego Lopez.
god.
So I mean, this one's just
That
stacked.
one too.
And this is
They're
for a title.
stacked.
This is for the title that Taporia just left. So
Okay.
Ilya vacated and went up to 155, and they're fighting for a title. So Lopez's first title fight, Volk saying, I'm taking my belt home.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
So
Let's see
yeah,
what happens.
yeah. I'm
Can't
definitely
even
not
what's
bootlegging that one because I don't want that shit to freeze up. Of course, I will have to
what
bootleg it
you
if UFC doesn't
bootleg?
let me buy
Oh,
it.
it's
Oh, I
horrible.
bootlegged the shit out of it this last time. I couldn't buy it. I
Yo,
was so pissed.
what the fuck, UFC? What the fuck?
They blamed
Like I
ESPN.
tried every possible. Really?
Yeah, they're saying we're
So
probably
they
going to
don't
go
give
to
us a free one
Netflix.
on the next one?
They played it for free for
Oh,
everybody who
that's
had
fine.
ESPN
I'll
Plus
play it.
but it was the next day they played it for free. The next morning you could have it for free all
Oh
day.
my god.
But I was like,
I didn't
I
know,
got
bro.
money riding, bro. I got money riding. Like I had to watch them
Yeah, I
live.
watched it already. Sorry.
But but ESPN Plus forced me to bootleg it, and I missed that badass
Yeah.
wheel kick because I couldn't get UFC to purchase on time. I was so pissed. I was
Pretty
gonna
fucked.
fucking break my TV.
Rage.
I was getting
Rage
so
bait.
angry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they dropped the ball in that. Of course, if they don't fuck that up, I'll buy it, and so that way I'm not freezing up through it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go to Netflix, don't be fucking up like the Tyson fight. You the Tyson Paul fight? Come on. We
Yeah,
can't be having
I don't
that
think they're
here
gonna
in
get
the
like
UFC.
60 million people watching UFC on Netflix.
I don't know.
They fixed it though.
Chandler Pimlet,
They're running
Volkanovski
WWE.
Lopez.
They're running WWE live on that, and that gets
Yeah,
super crazy
yeah.
viewage. So I'm pretty sure they fixed all that. Jake Paul was
I
the
hope so.
test. Plus, I'm
Sorry,
not
Jake
watching
Paul.
anymore Jake Paul unless he's fighting a real ranked fighter or champion. I'm tired of that.
We're not even, that's another podcast.
That's right, guys. So we're gonna wrap this one up. It's already been fucking forever. But we had to go extra long because we hadn't seen Jason in a while. Get in the comments, tell him welcome back, and that you guys want to see him on more episodes. And
Thanks,
on the next,
guys.
we'll do another one later, either near the weekend or we'll do one early next week, and we'll talk about some of the things that I've got planned that I'm gonna try to grow the channel with, and pretty exciting stuff. So, all right, guys, tune in. Hit the subscribe button if you definitely made it this far. Go ahead, hit the notification bell so you know when more videos drop. And then thanks a lot for tuning in. Leave those comments and peace out.